Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the No Feelings Wellness Podcast, hosted by yours truly, Renzo. What we're gonna do is we're gonna have some. I already put two episodes out there, but they were MP4s. 2 minutes, 2 minutes is some change a piece. One was, I think, habits. I'm not too sure. I'm not even gonna. But anyway, we're also going to be talking about reading, exercise, diet, anything that has to do with wellness. But right now, talk a little bit about getting started on your wellness journey. You know, one of the best things, of course, it all has a, you have to be ready to start. I'm not going to say don't, but just get into the mindset of changing. All right, your habits are bad. Into the mindset of changing your habits. One of the easiest ways to start is with food. Okay, not go on a diet, change a diet. Start with what I think is one of the easiest and one of the best ways is to is to eat food. You know what I mean? Not food products. Eat food. When you go to the store, when you buy your food, no matter whether you eat meat or not, whether you vegetarian, paleo, whatever your diet choice is, whatever you decide on, okay, not a fad, whatever you decide on, this is your way of life. Whatever you decide on. First of all, when you do make a decision, if it's something different than what you have been doing, get ready for the criticism. Oh, you act like it's gonna make you live longer, or you act like something's gonna change, or ain't nothing wrong, or you've been eating this, that, and the third for this long. Get ready for the noise. You tell somebody you changing your life, you want to do better, get healthier. Nobody says, "Oh, good, go for it." It's always some resistance, so get used to that. But start with, when you go shopping, like I said, food, not food products. If it says made with real XYZ, you probably don't want it. That means that it's not what it's supposed to be, right? If it has a laundry list of ingredients, probably should leave it on the shelf. They have a lot of products now that are organic, and they have, you know, 8, 9, 10 different ingredients, but they're all organic. You know what they are. You know what I mean? That's not a problem. But if it's triglyceride this, chloride this, aluminum, that's what you want to stay away from. It's preservatives. It's made, pardon me, it's made that way to last longer. So just imagine when it's in your body, how long it sits there. How does it affect your organs? You know what I mean? So, also, I'm pretty sure you've all seen the videos about how long fast food lasts in a closet, sitting out on the balcony. You know, that's how it sits in your body. Doesn't digest. So, that's a good way to start. And I'm not saying just quit all fast food, because I know people are going to have their excuses. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I got work. I got kids. I got this. I got that. Blah, blah, blah. But, start with real food. Try to change. Try to make the change. Cut down. And when you're at the store, like I said, just buy real food. And don't say you don't have time to read the package. How long does it take you to read? Just look at the back. If you gotta, if it's something that you can't pronounce, put it back. Every grocery store has a variety of whatever it is, whether it be beverages, bread, whatever, pastas, whatever. There's more than one brand. And if you got, and like I said, don't say you don't have time. You got time to go on social media all day. You got time to talk to your friends on the phone all day. You got time to do everything else except for better yourself. You got time for all the fun things, but if you don't better yourself, you ain't gonna have that much time to have fun. It's gonna be cut short. And I've seen posts about people, oh well, I'll worry about that later. I'm gonna get my double cheeseburger and this, that, and the third. That's just nonsense. You're not gonna worry about it later. There's nothing you're gonna be able to do later. You're gonna be in the hospital. Hopefully you got insurance to pay for this later, by the way. But you're gonna be in the hospital, if you're able to still make it. But you know what? I'm not even gonna go into all that right now. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about ways to start. So, like I said, start with real food. Cut down on the fast food. Fast food is comprised of, even salt has ingredients in a lot of this fast food. How's that? Salt is just salt. Even I'm not going to call the brands out, but a lot of brands these companies use, the salt has ingredients. Your water shouldn't have ingredients. Things like that. Simple things like that. Make that change. Start with that. That's one way. And of course, exercise and then reading. 15 minutes a day, as my man Earl Nightingale says. 15 minutes a day. You'd be surprised how much you can learn. A subject that you're interested in. Hopefully it's something to do with wellness. Your mind state, your body. Hopefully that's something you choose. But like I said, start off with just the food, and with that alone, you'll see and feel the difference. How you look, how you feel, your attitude. It'll make a big difference. And exercising. You don't have to start out, with an hour a day, lifting this, doing that. Start off at home. In the morning, noon, and night. It doesn't matter either. They say, oh, it's better to do this, better to do that. It's on your schedule. As long as you do something every day. That should be the main objective. Not even every day, but as long as you do something, that should be the main objective. So, morning, noon, and night, whatever you choose. Start off with body weight exercise. Squats, body squats, push-ups, burpees, jumping jacks, running in place. Something to get the muscles working and the blood flowing. A lot of people walk, and of course walking is good, but we walk every day of our lives. Even if you walk around the house, you got your tracker on, you realize how many steps you take a day. Now, I'm not knocking it, but try some type of body weight exercise. Do 3 to 5 every other day. 3 to 5 reps every other day. That's it. I can do. If you can do more than that, do more than that. But for those that have never worked out, you want to get into the habit of it, start there. Start with your food, a few body weight exercises. As time goes on, naturally, you'll increase the amount. You increase the reps. You might do 5 this week, might do 10 next week. You might want to start doing sets. But, start somewhere. And of course, read something on something you're interested in. Oh, also, time, right? It's no such thing as breakfast time, lunch time, dinner time. It's an advertisement to sell products. If you're not hungry, don't eat. Eat when you're hungry. Don't let people influence you. If you do decide, you know what, I'm not hungry, I'm not going to eat. Oh, well, we got all this food. Oh, you the only one not eating. Oh, what you on a diet? Oh, what you trying to this? Or what you trying to that? It's going to be a lot of blah, blah, blah. I'm not hungry. People gather. Oh, we're all going out to eat. You coming? Maybe I'll come to hang out, but I'm not hungry. What you don't have any money or what? It's always going to be something. So get ready for the noise. When you start to make that change, get ready for the noise. Because a lot of people just talk just because they're in the habit of talking. Pointless of what they're saying. What does it matter if you eat now or later? What, you starving yourself? You're gonna hear a bunch of nonsense. But who hasn't? If you think anybody that made it anywhere in life, who hasn't heard they're crazy, right? When you think of all the inventors, the public speakers, a lot of athletes, actors, people always told them that they're crazy, they never make it, they never do this, they never do that. That's just what people do. And remember, they're not talking about you, they're talking about themselves, what they don't have the strength to do, what they don't have the willpower to do. So, time to make that change. Be well. Thanks for listening.